Akinator is either the greatest magician alive or the most terrifying website ever created. Because somehow this bald genie can figure out you're thinking about a side character from a
Donkey!
cartoon that aired for 6 weeks in 2008. Like, imagine showing Akinator to a medieval peasant. Think of anyone. Okay, now answer 20 questions. Okay, it's Shrek's third cousin. At that point, the peasant is not asking questions, he's starting a witch hunt.
Yeah!
So, how does Akinator do it? Well, first, let's get one thing straight. Akinator is not reading your mind. If he was reading minds, he'd know I'm thinking about food 80% of the time. Instead, he's doing something much scarier. Statistics. Imagine I ask you to think of any animal. Now I ask, does it live underwater? If you say yes, I just eliminated most animals on Earth. Then I ask, is it a mammal? Boom, more animals gone. Then, is it larger than a human? Gone. Question by question, I'm chopping down possibilities like a lumberjack with anger issues. And that's basically Akinator. Except instead of animals, his database contains millions of characters, celebrities, fictional people, historical figures, and whatever else humanity has collectively decided to obsess over. But this creates a huge problem. How does Akinator know which question to ask next? Why doesn't he just ask, is your character named Steve? Because that would be stupid. Imagine you're trying to find a specific card in a deck. You don't ask, is it the ace of spades? You ask, is it red? One question removes half the deck. The best questions eliminate the largest number of possibilities. And Akinator is obsessed with efficiency. Every question is chosen because it splits the remaining possibilities as evenly as possible. Think of it like a giant flowchart. Real person? Yes. Male? Yes. Athlete? No. Actor? Yes. American? Yes. Every answer sends you down a different branch. By the time you've answered 15 questions, millions of possibilities have become hundreds. Then hundreds become dozens. Then dozens become one. But this creates another problem. What happens if you're thinking of someone incredibly obscure, like a YouTuber with 12 subscribers and a dream? Surely Akinator can't know everyone. And you're right, sometimes he doesn't. But here's the clever part. Every time Akinator fails, he learns. If he guesses wrong, users can tell him who they were thinking of. Then they answer additional questions. Over millions of games, this creates an absolutely ridiculous knowledge database. The internet basically trains Akinator for free. Humanity accidentally built a giant guessing machine because we thought it would be funny. But wait, there's still one final mystery. Why does Akinator sometimes feel like he's reading your mind? Because your brain notices the hits and forgets the misses. If Akinator guesses your favorite cartoon character after 17 questions, you remember it for years. If he completely fails, you close the tab and move on with your life. So the successes feel magical, the failures feel forgettable. And that's why Akinator seems smarter than he really is. He's not reading your thoughts, he's not a wizard, he's not a genie, he's just weaponized elimination, probability, and millions of people willingly feeding information into a giant database, which honestly might be even scarier.